Hello, students. Today is March the 25th, 2014, and here are your top announcements. It's Tuesday, by the way. Welcome back from spring break. All of that's over with, so I hope you had a great time. Hope you did either something productive or something relaxing, depending on where you were with your school stuff. Prom's coming up on April the 11th. I need people to buy tickets, and I think your tickets have to be bought by the end of next week. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's when. Um, if we don't have enough tickets bought, then I might have to make the decision to cancel prom. Please don't make me do that. I mean, I'd rather take this pen and jab it in my eye than cancel prom. And I mean that literally. I don't mean that just like it's a gross exaggeration. I really would. So please buy your tickets and buy them soon. And if you haven't bought your tickets yet and you're going to buy your tickets and you're waiting just on some money to come from somewhere, please let us know that. And of course, emails will be going out at the end of this week. What are end of course tests? Well, if you were in 8th grade in a Tennessee public school or in high school in a Tennessee public school, if you were in 8th grade, you took TCAPs, and end of course tests are essentially what we call TCAPs in high school. And they are for the following classes if you are enrolled in them this semester: English 1, 2, and 3, Algebra 1B, Algebra 2B, Biology, and U.S. History. So if you're enrolled in any of those classes, you must take the end of course test, and Lindsay will be sending out an email of where to be, when to be there, and what to do when you get there. We have it scheduled where you shouldn't have to do more than 2 days of testing, and that's just for a few people. Most people can get it done in 1 day, hopefully. We can't allow you to take more than 2 tests in a day, though, state law. Thought for the day is, today I'd rather that I tried too hard rather than that I did not try hard enough. And really, the difference between an A student and an F student at TOPS or anywhere else is just how much work they do. That's really just it. And I'm going to give you 5 things that will help you. If you want A's, or if you want to bring up your grade, 5 things that will help you. And I know I've said a lot of these before, but here we go. Start work on Monday. I mean, straight out of the gate. Or Sunday, as it were. But as soon as you are able to access the modules for the week, start your work. And you need to look at all of your work and kind of organize it. And A students always do their most difficult course first. That way they have the maximum amount of time to give to that class. They also have time to do their work well and to do it right. A students are typically finished with their work before the weekend because they make that their priority. In other words, instead of just working like 5 hours on Monday or whatever, they'll work 10 hours on Monday, then work 10 hours on Tuesday, then work 10 hours on Wednesday, and really by Thursday and Friday they don't have that much to do. Why wouldn't you want to do that? I don't understand why that wouldn't be your ideal week. I'm finished with all my junk by Thursday or Friday, and that way I can lay around for 3 days. I don't get it. Why do you want that hanging over your head? Teenagers are so logical sometimes. I don't get it. Now, I'm not the most logical person in the world, but at least I understand that it's kind of nice to lay around and relax when I don't have work hanging over my head. Ask questions and have dialogue with the teachers. This is the one that drives me crazy. When I talk to teachers about which students are showing up to their office hours and which students are asking questions and getting help, it's the A students. It's not like the F students. The F students aren't showing up and asking for help and all of that, and that's why teachers are there. And then I get F students asking for crazy stuff. Well, I need a tutor. And then my first question is, well, are you showing up to the teacher's office hours? And I'm well, no. Well, that's a tutor. That's by definition, a tutor is a person whose sole responsibility is to help you with your schoolwork. And that's what your teachers can do if you would show up to their office hours. The last one is no avoidance, and that is the biggest struggle. Because F students, not only are they not doing their work that much, and not only are they not showing up to office hours, you can't track them down. Can't email them and get a response, can't call them and get them to answer the phone or get them to call you back, any form of communication just goes totally unanswered. Now, I do not understand. We call it turtling. And why do turtles go into their shells? Because they're scared. And I think that that's what happens is that a student gets behind and they feel like they're in trouble, and so they avoid, the man, which in this case would be me. And I get that, except that, it's not a lost cause at all. There's no lost causes at TOPS. The only lost cause at TOPS is just not doing your work. So as I'm looking at grades and everything and seeing how well some people are doing and seeing how well some people aren't doing, it boggles the mind that, logically, someone who's struggling and needs to catch up would be like meeting with their teacher and talking to their teacher every chance they got. But that's not the case. It's the students who are doing really well who are doing that. So I'm just really kind of mystified. I shouldn't be, because this has been the way it's been since the beginning, and it was that way in brick and mortar school. But that doesn't mean that it can't change. I mean, the only thing I can do is just beg and plead, please change. So I don't know, and I have a feeling that like non-A students aren't really watching these announcements either. Kind of ironic. But anyway, that's all of my whining and moaning for the day. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.